What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna play with some new makeup today, and I'm excited. I have a bunch of things sitting here in front of me that I've picked up recently. It's kind of been accumulating. None of this is anything that I ordered in the Sephora sale. That video will be coming later because I don't have all that stuff yet, but I'm excited. I want to see how these products go on, what the formula is like. We're gonna do a wear test, do some check-ins throughout the day, come back at the end, see how it all held up, and chat about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the chase. I'm gonna zoom y'all in just a little bit, get my hair out of my face, and we're gonna play with some makeup. Alright, so my hair is pushed back and my skin is primed. I did go in with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I don't have a new primer to try, and I'm really trying to finish this one off. We're almost there, so that's what I have on. And then on my lips, I just threw on one of the Milk Makeup Kush Lip Oils. This one is in Cookie Dough. I've really been enjoying this. It's nice and thin, but it's hydrating. It's not too watered down, not too thick, and I've really been enjoying that one. But let's go ahead and get started. So I picked up the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid. This is a glow booster, so this is supposed to be another one of those along the lines of the Hollywood Flawless Filter, the Milk Makeup, whatever it's called, all of those, all the glow boosters that everybody's coming out with. So I picked up the shade, which one is this? 002 Fair, and I want to know because this is like 10 bucks. I picked it up on Amazon, and so it came really quickly. That looks good. That's a really good shade match. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in. I'm just gonna go in with a foundation brush, and we're gonna see how this does. It does feel very thin. It doesn't feel very heavy. I like that this actually has a true, like, cool neutral undertone. My issue with the Charlotte Tilbury and the e.l.f. is they both lean very warm. They both feel kind of thick on the skin, and I don't really enjoy it. For reference, my favorite one is the Auric Glow Lust. I really enjoy the shade Morganite. It's my favorite. I just think it looks so beautiful on the skin. It wears well, it sits well, it's not heavy, and it really is multi-use. But that looks really nice. I'm liking the way that it's sitting. I like the way it feels. It's very thin. It's not adding a weird cast to my skin, and it just has like a nice healthy glow. Okay, so far so good. We've got one that is working. But we're going to move on to foundation. So I picked up the ABH Beauty Balm Serum Boosted Skin Tint, and this one I'm curious about. I've really been enjoying lighter coverage foundations, more along the lines of skin tints, BB creams, CC creams, things like that. If you're new here, hello. I am 38 years old. I do live in a very hot, humid climate. I'm down here in Houston, Texas, and it gets hot, especially in the summer. Things tend to kind of melt off your skin, and so I usually prefer a more like light coverage in the summer and maybe a little bit more medium. I'm not a big full coverage girly, and I usually like something that is a little bit more skin-like. So we're gonna try this out. I did pick up shade number 2, and this is what it looks like. It's like a deodorant type stick. So we're just gonna push her up and put this on. That's a perfect match. That looks really good. It feels good. It's very creamy going on. It doesn't feel stiff. It feels like a face cream. But let's go ahead, blend this in, see what kind of coverage we can get. I don't expect a lot. I'm expecting like a Your Skin But Better coverage. But we are going to wear this full face of makeup today. I'm going to do a couple of check-ins throughout the day, and then we'll come back at the end of the day, see how it all wore, give you some of my first impression thoughts. Now, none of these will be final reviews. I will include these in a future speed reviews video, giving you like a full rundown after I've tested them out, worn them several times with different products, tried and true products, things like that, and see how they wear. All right, so this is what the skin is looking like, and I like it. I like the way that it's sitting. It kind of meshed well. I don't feel like it's sitting on top of my skin. I feel like the longer I sit here, it's sort of melting into my skin and just kind of meshing together, but it is definitely a light coverage. I do have a little bit of my redness poking through, some of my imperfections, things like that, but so far it's not accentuating anything. It doesn't feel heavy. It does feel a little bit sticky, but it also hasn't really had a chance to dry down. Now I could go in and add some more coverage with like a concealer or a heavier powder, but I don't think we're gonna do that. We're just gonna kind of conceal under my eyes and do a very lightweight powder. But for concealer, I'm going to go in with one that I've been testing. I don't have a brand new one sitting here in front of me, but this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. This is in shade number 1.5C. I'm a little late to the game on this one, and the reason behind that is I've heard from so many people that this goes off really quick. I don't go through concealers very fast just because I have so many of them and I kind of cycle through them. But whenever I got my, what month are we in? My March, I think it was March. Yes, my March BoxyCharm. I got this as an add-on and it's just a little mini. So I've been testing it out. I have been enjoying it. I do like it. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it is a nice one. But that's what that looks like on under my eyes. It's not a perfect shade match. It is just a little bit, I don't know, it almost has like an orangey undertone to it, and it's supposed to be a cool undertone, and I just don't think it's a true cool undertone. Okay, let's do some bronzer, put some color back in this face. I do have a new one that I picked up. This one is from Too Faced. This is the Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I picked up shade number, is that it? Chocolate Mousse, I believe is the shade. But this is what it looks like. This came out and nobody really talked about it, but I wanted to try it out. I'm curious. I did enjoy the Too Faced bronzer. I don't have one in my collection right now, but I did enjoy it. But this feels sturdy. It feels heavy. This is like metal. It's not plastic. I thought it was going to be plastic, but let's try this out. It smells like chocolate. We love. And I'm just going to go in right here like I normally, wow. That's pigmented. That's creamy too. It feels very creamy on the skin. Let's see how this blends in. Okay. It does blend in very easily. Yes. For a minute there, I thought I had messed up. I probably should put on less, but you know, we're trying out new things. It is what it is. That looks really nice though. It is blending in very nicely. Okay, let's do the other side. Maybe a little softer this time. I don't know if it's possible to go in softly. Maybe just go in straight with your brush or your sponge, whatever it is you do. But I'm just gonna kind of draw on. We're already here. It is what it is. All right, so that looks nice. I'm liking the way that it looks, the way it sits on my skin. I do like the shade. I think it's very flattering with my skin tone. It is pigmented, but it shears out really nicely. It didn't lift any of my foundation. It didn't move anything around. It didn't do anything weird. It just kind of melted into the skin, and isn't that the name of it? Yeah, Melting, Bronzing, and Sculpting Stick. So it holds up very true to that. But let's throw on some blush. So I have one of the Juvia's Place, what are these, the blush lighters? Is that what they're called? Anyways, I have the shade Soft Tulip. I picked this up a while ago. This has been sitting in my drawer waiting to be tested out, and I've just had so many other blushes that, like, I'm on blush overload right now. I have so many blushes sitting here in front of me and more on the way, but it is what it is. But we're gonna try this out today. This is in the shade Soft Tulip Glow, and I really enjoy the regular liquid blush, so I wanted to pick this one up because it's got a little bit of a shine to it, and we're just gonna pat this in with a brush. These are very pigmented, but that is a beautiful shade. It does have a glow to it. I will eventually try this over powder because I want to see how it works over powder. I know their other liquid blush goes on really well over powder. I have a hair stuck to my skin. My hair, there we go. And I was trying to get it off without ruining my makeup. But that looks pretty, very glowy. It does have a nice sheen to it. That looks pretty. All right, so this is what we're looking like. The blush is very glowy, very pretty. It doesn't seem to be quite as pigmented as their other liquid blushes, but it's still one dot was plenty. It wasn't too much, but this is beautiful. I'm liking the way this is looking. Everything's meshing well together very nicely, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna powder this face. We're gonna kind of set everything so it doesn't move. It's a habit of mine. I don't think it's anything I could ever give up. I just don't like the way that makeup feels on my skin without it being powdered. I don't like the feeling of it. I feel like it's susceptible to like sloshing off my face, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't set well with me. But I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f., what is this? The e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. And I'm just gonna very lightly set my face. So I'm gonna go in with a poof, and I'm gonna do my under eyes, and then I'm gonna go in with a brush and just do a light dusting over the rest of my face. All right, so we're powdered. I did throw on my brows really quick because I don't have anything new for it. So I just went in with my Dominique Cosmetics brow frame in the shade Cool Deep Brown, and then set everything in place with my Urban Decay brow gel in Brunette Betty. But let's go ahead and kind of reiterate some of the color back into our skin. You still can see it poking through, so I'm not flat, but I feel like I lost a little bit of it, which is normal. I feel like whenever you go in and powder over cream products, you kind of lose a little bit of that color. But I'm gonna go in with my NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. This one is in the shade All Butted Up. It's the middle shade. I did order the 3 lightest shades, and that was a journey getting these here. So I ordered it on Amazon as a pre-order, and it was supposed to be here on like March 10th whenever it launched. And I got an email on March 10th, and it was like, oh, your order will arrive. It was like the 24th or something like that. So I was like, okay, no, not cool. So I went on to the NYX website, and I was like, I'll just order them directly from there. And the lightest shade was sold out. So I was like, okay, I'll check Ulta, order it from there. So I did. I ordered it from Ulta. So I had the 2 deepest of the 3 lightest shades coming from NYX, and then I had the lightest shade coming from Ulta. And the 2 came from NYX. They were perfectly fine, nothing wrong with them. And per usual, the lightest one came from Ulta, and it was shattered, absolutely shattered. Here's a picture of what it looked like. And so I went on, talked to customer service, placed an order, or not placed an order, but they told me that they would send me another one. So I said, okay. So they sent me another one, and shattered because all they did was throw it into a bubble envelope. So I got on with customer service, told them again, and I told them, I said, look, if y'all would package it correctly and actually put some care into it, because it had like a double bubble wrap sleeve that went over it, but instead of doing one this way and one this way and like taping it, they were both going the same way, so it just slid out and it was hanging out in the envelope. So I told her this, and I was all prepared to just give me my money back. I'll try again. I checked Amazon, and I was like, I could have it in just a couple of days at this point, because it was already like the 26th or something like that of March. That looks pretty. And she was like, oh, give us one more chance. So I did, and it came, and it wasn't broken. So I got 2 broken ones, and then finally I got a good one. But I did get it. It finally arrived. But just be aware of that. If you order anything from Ulta, kind of try and stay away from their powdered products, because they don't package them very well. But this is what the shade looks like. I can wear all 3 of the lightest shades that they came out with. Let me show you what the other 2 look like. I think the middle one is my favorite, but this is the lightest one. This is in Buttercup. So the lightest one right here, this is All Butted Up, which is the shade that I just used. right there. And then let me show you the deepest of the three, which is Deserve Butter. Okay, I can't open it while holding those two. And this is what this one looks like. These are very pigmented. They do smell like coconut. They do have a fragrance to them. But this is what the three lightest shades look like. This is not easy to hold. And I can get away with all three of them. This one in the middle is my favorite one. It's the one that I'm wearing today. This one over here is just a little bit too on like the yellowy side. It's a little too warm, but it does still look beautiful. I can get away with it. And then this one over here, the lightest one, again, it's just a tiny bit on the warm side, but I can get away with it. So I mean, don't look too much into it. If you're interested in these and you're trying to figure out which shade is going to be the best for you, just kind of order whichever one appeals to you, because they are very forgiving. They're very pigmented, going with a light hand, but it is a beautiful bronzer. I do enjoy it. But let's move on to blush, because I have two of the new Rare Beauty blushes. I picked up the shade Cheer and the shade Love. So Cheer is supposed to be the one that's like Selena Gomez's custom shade. This is what she looks like. It looks like a highlighter, but I have already tried this on. I do have a reel and a short using these. It's either already up or it's coming. I can't remember at this point, but this is what Cheer looks like. And then I also picked up the shade Love. So this is like a terracotta shade, and this one is beautiful as well. I think we're gonna go in with both. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Cheer over here on this cheek, and then we'll put Love over here, and then I'll mix the two of them. So I'm just going to, wherever it is, I'm just gonna pick up a blush brush, and I'm gonna go into Cheer. These are shimmery, but they're not as, I think, shimmery as I was expecting it to be. But it is beautiful. Like, if you don't like a glowy cheek, you're not gonna like these, because they are glowy. They are borderline highlighter, but they're also not like as in your face as the highlighters are, which I was expecting. Now, Love, these are pigmented, so I have to go in with a very light hand, but I think this one's my favorite of the two. Like, that is just so stunning. I love a glowy blush in the summer. That's when I prefer a glowy blush. I do enjoy it year round, but summer, there's something about glowy skin that just gets me. But this is what Love looks like. This is what Cheer looks like. So they are beautiful. They are shimmery, but I'm enjoying them. Are they my favorite? No, it doesn't make me want to run out and buy more of them, but I am happy with them. I will get some use out of them. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to eyes. I pulled out the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This is the original one. I did order this right after I ordered the neutrals one. I have played with it. I like the formula in here. I think it's beautiful. If you're looking for just a good, just solid matte formula in a palette, this one's beautiful. But this is more of the warm tone shades. Like I said, I've played with it, I've swatched it, I have used it, I haven't featured it on camera, so I thought we would go ahead and play with this today. And we're just going to create a very soft, simple eye look. I don't want to do anything crazy. I've already gone in and primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into this with a Singe Beauty EO3 brush. And I think we're going to start with this shade right here. I don't know what it's called. That one, it looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shade 7, I guess. I hate that there's no shade names in these. Like, that drives me insane. But I'm just going to kind of fluff this into my crease, but like the outer portion of my crease. Like I said, very simple. I'm not going for anything crazy, just a nice soft look. All right, I'm taking that same shade with that same brush down onto my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop into this shade right here on the top row, which is going to be number 3. And I'm just gonna pick up my Kristen Dominique X Sigma, was this the eye and nose contour brush? And I'm just gonna kind of pack this all over the lid where I didn't put that other shade, Like I said, keeping this very, very simple. Just a nice, simple, everyday go-to eye look. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop into this shade right here. This is a Blade brush, I can't read it, an E26 brush. It's just a very tiny little pencil brush. And I'm gonna do just a tiny little like wing on my outer corner of my eye. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of something on my eye. All right, so that's gonna complete the eyes. That's all I'm gonna do. Let me throw on a quick liner real quick into my lower waterline. So I'm just gonna go in with one of my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners. This is in the shade Cinnamon. It's my absolute favorite one. I love these liners. They are a little bit on the pricier side, but they just hold up so well. They go on nicely. They're creamy, they stay in place, they don't transfer, they hold up to my watery eyes. They're a favorite of mine. Absolutely 100% well worth it. Okay, let's move on to mascara because I actually have a few products here that were sent over to me from the brand Queen Musea. So they let me pick a couple of products, sent them over to me to try with no obligation. I don't have to post anything or anything like that, but I do want to try them out. The brand also gave me a code. I will pop it up here on the screen, and you can get 10% off of anything that you purchase on their website. I will have these linked down below, and that is an affiliated link, so keep that in mind. But we're gonna try out their mascara. So this is the Mascara 2053, and it's in the shade Black. First of all, I love this mint green packaging. I think it's beautiful, but this is what the component looks like. This is very heavy, very weighty, and we're gonna try this out. It is not waterproof, but it does have vegan plankton extract from Italy to stimulate lash growth. It's got castor oil in it. We like the claims. We like the claims. But this is what the brush looks like. So it's just your standard fluffy brush. I have not used this. This is like first impression. So we'll see what it does. I can't really give you a full review for this right off the bat just because it is a brand new mascara. But we're gonna try this on. Okay, so here's the eye with the mascara. This is just one coat, and this is the eye without. It did give me a little bit of length. I will say this is a big wand. I kind of made a little bit of a mess. I'm a messy mascara applicator anyway. I'm not very good at keeping it like not messy, but this is what we're looking like. So definitely got a little bit of length, some volume, nothing crazy going on. I will keep testing it. Right off the bat, I don't know if I'm impressed with it. I'm not. I'm really not impressed with it. I'm not a fan of the wand. The wand is big, but it reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara wand, and one, I hate that mascara. I absolutely do not like it. One, I don't understand the hype of it, and two, that wand is just way too big. All right, mascara's on, not my favorite, but it is what it is. We've already discussed that. Let's throw on something on our lips. So they did send me two of their lipsticks. I have the shades Becky Sharp and Ada. So let's open these up, take a peek, see what they look like. This is the component. I'm sure you've seen these before. I know I've seen them, and this is like a soft matte, but this is the shade Becky Sharp. That's really pretty. And this is Ada, which is a little bit deeper. I think we're gonna go in with Becky Sharp. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with my MAC lip pencil in the shade Dervish, and we're gonna throw this on. Okay, so lips are lined. Let's put on Becky Sharp. That is very creamy, very comfortable. That went on really nicely. And I do like that shade. That's really pretty. Okay, okay. I like this. Maybe the lips are where their products are at. I know they only have lipsticks and mascara, but this is really pretty. I like the way this looks. Let's swatch Ada on the back of my hand. Give her a little swatchy swatch. Okay, so that is what Ada looks like on the back of my hand. It is it's a warm tone for sure. It's got a little bit more of like an orangey undertone, sort of like a terracotta shade. And I'm gonna do Becky Sharp right next to it so you can see the difference, because Becky Sharp is more of a soft, like rose mauvey tone, but this one's more up my alley. This one's gonna be great for fall, but this one I really like. I do enjoy the way that looks on my lips, but like I said, all of this will be linked and listed down below in the description box if you're curious, if you're interested. We're just about done. I have a highlighter that we're gonna try, and this one is new. I'm excited about it. It comes to us from Natasha Denona. This is the Natasha Denona High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. This came out very recently, kind of out of the blue. This is what it looks like, and I'm excited. I love Natasha Denona. I love her products. Let me just do a little feel. That's shiny. Do I want to put it on my lid? Yes, I do. I want to put it on my lid. Huh, that's pretty. Okay, we're gonna put this on the cheek though, not just on the lid, but you know, I had to. Okay, let's try this on the cheek. Let's see how it looks, how it performs. I'm just gonna grab, I gotta find a clean highlighter brush. Here's one. I'm gonna grab this one from Singe Beauty. This is an F07, and I'm just gonna go into here and pick it up. I mean, I'm already glowing to the gods over here on my cheek, but that definitely added some extra glow. I mean, wow. Let's go over here. Did I need any extra glow today? No, but I'm extra, and this is beautiful. Here we go. Let's try it that way. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous glow. It's definitely like a lit from within glow, but like amped up just a little bit. So this is beautiful. I'm excited to keep trying it. I will keep trying it in another video when I don't have on maybe such a glowy cheek, but yeah, this is what it looks like. I do like it. It's beautiful. Let's go ahead and set this face really quick. I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place Ready Set Sealed Setting Spray. Get everything laid down. All right. So this is what we're looking like. This is our completed look. I do like the way this turned out. So far, everything feels nice. I do feel very dewy, very glowy. I powdered, and I feel like all of that glow is coming through my powder because that was a matte bronzer that we put on, and I feel very glowy up here. I didn't put any highlighter up there. I didn't do anything crazy. I also didn't do a mattifying powder, but we're gonna see how this wears. I'm gonna go throughout my day. I'm gonna come back, do a check-in, maybe two, and then we'll come back at the end of the day, see how everything wore, kind of give you my first impression over it, and just chit chat a little bit about these products. But yeah, so I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, so it has been right around 6 hours. I did finish putting this on at 10:15 this morning, and it's just past 4:20 in the afternoon. I got busy doing things and lost track of time, but this is what we are looking like. It's holding together pretty nicely, except for around my nose. It is starting to break down and separate. I'm very glowy as well, and I don't have oily skin, and I didn't put any sort of glow product on my forehead, so something to keep in mind. Also, I have gotten quite a bit of transfer from the mascara, especially down over here, and my eye has not been watering today, so that's a little bit concerning, but it is what it is. The lipstick actually is holding up really well. I have had food, I have had coffee, I have had drinks, I've had all the things, and I still have a little bit of color on my lips. Yeah, this is what we're looking like. I'm gonna come back later in the day. We're gonna see what this looks like after another 5.5 hours. I don't know. I might be a hot, melty mess at the end of the day, but we're gonna find out. All right, we are back. It is the end of the day. It is almost 8:30 at night, and I'm ready to get all this off my face. I am feeling very glowy. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel sticky, but I do look very glowy. And the longer this it sits, it's starting to break up a little bit more just around my nose area. Like my mouth is still looking really good. I'm not having it lift on my cheeks. It's not really sinking into my fine lines, but it's accentuating them because it is so glowy. Now, obviously, I will continue to try out these products. It may be that they just don't mesh well together because I put on a lot of glow. You figure I put on a glow booster, a glowy blush, a highlighter, and even like a BB cream, which has a little bit of glow to it. So let's do a quick one over of what we used. I'm going to start with the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid in 002 Fair. Now, I do like the way that this felt when I put it on. I love the shade of this. It's not a warm color, and I absolutely love that. I want to try this on its own, or even under other products that I know work well with this type of product underneath them. I want to mix it in with a couple of foundations I have that are a little bit more on the matte side and use it as a highlighter, things like that. Really give it a good go. But first impression, I like this. This one is up there with my Auric Glow Lust, my L'Oreal Lumi. It's definitely up there with those, but I need to keep testing it. The ABH Beauty Balm. Again, I don't know if it's because of this underneath it or if it's just the product itself, but it is, like I said, breaking up around my nose a lot, and it's getting glowier and glowier throughout the day. So I do want to keep trying it with other things. Try it with just maybe a normal primer, no glow underneath it, maybe a little bit more of a mattifying powder, something like that. But first impression, I'm not really too impressed. It is very creamy. It does go on very nice. I definitely think this is geared more towards normal to dry skin. If you're combination or oily, you're probably not going to like this, but the shade match is perfect. It is very lightweight, creamy. It did go on beautifully, but I need to keep testing this. The Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick in Chocolate Mousse. This I really liked. It is extremely pigmented. You saw when I was putting it on one swipe and it was like bam, but it blended out so beautifully into my skin. It truly did melt into my skin. It wasn't patchy. It didn't lift anything. It didn't stay super pigmented, and I really enjoy that. So far, first impression, I'm liking this. Is it not going to? Oh, there it goes. Okay, I thought it was broken. I like the tone of it. This is like a true neutral. It has a little bit of warmth to it just so you have like that natural look, because you don't want anything too cool toned or too neutral if you're going in for bronzing. I don't do a lot of like sculpting and contouring and things like that, but I do really enjoy this so far. I love that it smells like chocolate. The packaging is very luxe, very heavy, and honestly from Too Faced, I'm shocked that this was only $35. I would have thought this would have been more up in the 40s range, but I'm really enjoying this so far. The Juvia's Place Blush Lighter in Soft Tulip Glow. I don't know about this. First impression, I'm not really impressed. It was more glowy than blushy, and while I do enjoy a glowy blush, I want something with a little more pigment to it. Now, after I put on my powder, it pretty much disappeared. It's not nearly as pigmented as their regular blushes, and I want to try this over powder and see if it works a little bit better. But right off the bat, I prefer their, I guess they're not matte, but they just don't have the shimmer in them. They're just their liquid blushes. I prefer those over this so far, but I'm going to continue to test it. The NYX Buttermelt bronzers, I do have all three right here, but we used number 2 today, all buttered up. I'm really enjoying these. These are nice. This is a really nice bronzer. The shade range is a little weird. It's not nearly as like pinky red toned as it looks in the swatches. They are more like, they're not even neutral tone. They're definitely more of a like warm tone bronzer, but more on that red end of the spectrum. But I don't know. They're really pretty tones. I really enjoy them. Like I said, number 2 is my favorite. These are very, very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. The packaging is really sturdy, really nice. They do smell like summer, I guess is the best way I can say it. Kind of like a vanilla coconutty smell, I guess would be the best way to put it. But yeah, don't trust the tones online, because the tones online make them all look like they're blush shades. But I'm really loving those. This is not the first time I'm using them. It's just the first time that I've actually featured them in a video. I believe somebody's gonna come back and be like, no, you've used them, but I don't think I have. I know I have a short up with them now. Okay, let's move on to the Rare Beauty powder blushes that just came out. These are pretty. These are very pretty. They're not quite as shiny as they're kind of made to look. They are very shiny. Like, you do not need a highlighter over these. They're beautiful. They do go on really nicely. I like the 2 shades that I got. I got Cheer and Love, and they're not my favorite so far. They're a beautiful blush. I will use these. I will keep these, but it doesn't make me want to go out and get more of the shades like some other blushes that I have tried. So these are nice. They're glowy. If you don't want a really glowy cheek, you might want to pass on these. The Natasha Denona High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. This is beautiful. I need to try it again on a day that I don't have on such a high glowy cheek, but I did notice a difference when I put this on. I did notice that it added more glow, but it's not like an over the top, like blinding, see you from outer space glow. It's just a beautiful enhanced lit from within glow. It melts in with the skin beautifully. I really like the shade. I'm excited to keep trying this. First impression, it's a beautiful product. Natasha Denona usually does really beautiful products. I've only had a couple in the past that aren't my favorite. The Queen Musea 2053 mascara. First impression, I'm not a fan. One, the wand is very big. I didn't notice a lot of lengthening, or I didn't notice a lot of really anything with it. It didn't hold my curl did fall. I did have some transfer under here. That could be because I'm very glowy. Like, I can feel the glow under here. Sometimes that happens. I'll continue to test it out, but I'm not a big fan of the wand. It is very big, and it's just not my favorite, but I am going to keep trying it because it could be one of those that the more I play with it, the more I use it, it kind of settles down a little bit and it doesn't transfer and it goes on easier. But as far as something that's going to really give my lashes what I look for, because I don't wear false lashes. Sometimes I do, it's not very often, but generally I just want a mascara to enhance what I have, and that's not really doing it for me. And then the 2 lipsticks from Queen Musea. These are the, what are they called? The cream lipsticks, but I have Becky Sharp and I have Ada. Becky Sharp is the one that I put on earlier. I did switch into Ada so I could try on this shades. These are beautiful. I really enjoy these. These are very creamy and they're more of like that soft matte. So they do dry down. I didn't get a whole lot of transfer with these, which really impressed me. The color actually lasted on my lips most of the day. I only had to reapply once, and then I just changed out my shade whenever I sat down to do this because I wanted to try on both shades. But I really enjoy these. I think these are where it's at with the brand. Like I said, they're a soft matte formula, but they're a comfortable matte. They don't feel drying. They don't feel like my lips are caking or cracking apart or like destitute for moisture. So I am enjoying those as well, but I think that is it. No, where did I put it? The Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I almost forgot. This is nice. I have tried it before. I do like the formula in here. It's beautiful. I like the shades. It's just your basic neutral matte palette, and these are your more warm tones. So if you want just a basic everyday good formula that's going to go on nicely, it's user friendly, it builds up beautifully, it's not overly pigmented, it's not going to do all the nasty things that we don't want our eyeshadows to do. This one is really, really nice from Makeup by Mario. I do really enjoy his formula. So that's that. But I believe that is everything. That is all the new makeup that I tested in this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know all of your thoughts. Do you have any of these? Have you tried any of these? Are you excited about any of these? Have you picked any of this up? I will be having like what I picked up in the Sephora sale video coming up next week, and that will have a lot more of new makeup that I'll be testing out, doing try-ons, wear time, all of that jazz. But that's going to be it. I want to thank you all so much for spending your time with me and watching my video. As always, it does mean so much to me. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, most days if not every day, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.